Hi everyone, we have a major weather story developing across Atlantic Canada. A powerful winter storm is hammering Newfoundland and Labrador right now with up to 50 cm of snow and winds gusting to 100 kilometers. Meanwhile, extreme cold continues to grip the prairies with Winnipeg sitting at -24°C this morning, and that's before the wind chill. We're also tracking dense fog across parts of British Columbia and Alberta, reducing visibility to near zero in some areas. Here's something remarkable. The temperature difference across Canada right now is over 30 degrees from -23 in Winnipeg to +7 in Vancouver. So, let's get right into it and break down what's happening coast to coast. Starting out west in British Columbia, Vancouver is dealing with rain this morning with temperatures around 6°C. We're expecting that rain to continue throughout the day, with accumulations near 15 millimeters, and it's going to be a wet commute on Highway 1. Further north near Prince George and Quesnel, a dense fog advisory remains in effect with visibility dropping to near zero in spots. If you're driving in those areas this morning, turn on your headlights, reduce your speed, and give yourself plenty of extra time. Now moving into Alberta, Calgary is actually looking pretty decent today with temperatures climbing to 9°C under partly cloudy skies. Edmonton will see temperatures around 2° with some cloud cover. But overall conditions are fairly quiet across southern and central Alberta. However, we do have a fog advisory near Spond of the city where visibility is severely reduced this morning. That fog should lift by late morning as temperatures rise, but use caution if you're traveling in that area. All right, here's where things get serious. Manitoba is dealing with dangerous cold this morning with temperatures at -24° in Winnipeg. With the wind chill, it feels closer to -35. And that's the kind of cold that can cause frostbite in minutes on exposed skin. If you're heading out in Winnipeg or anywhere across southern Manitoba, you need to bundle up completely and limit your time outdoors. The good news is we'll see a warming trend starting tomorrow, with temperatures climbing back toward -18, then into the double digits by Thursday. Moving into Ontario, Toronto is sitting at -14° this morning with partly sunny skies and a high today of -4°. Ottawa is even colder at 16° right now, warming to -8 this afternoon under sunny skies. We do have an extreme cold warning for areas around Mount Elgin, where wind chill values are approaching -30° this morning. Up in the Picasso River area near Lake Superior, heavy snow is tapering off after 10 to 15 centimeters fell overnight. Highway 17 and Highway 101 saw some difficult conditions early this morning, but travel should improve as the snow ends. In Quebec, Montreal is at 17° with sunny skies, warming to -11 this afternoon. Quebec City is even colder at -22° this morning, but at least we have sunshine across the province today. The extreme cold will moderate slightly over the next few days, but we're staying well below freezing throughout the week. Now, let's talk about the big story, the major winter storm that's pounding Newfoundland and Labrador. As I'm recording this, Environment Canada has issued an orange-level winter storm warning for the Avalon Peninsula, Burin Peninsula, and Clarenville area. We're talking about 30 to 50 centimeters of snow with the heaviest amounts falling right across the Avalon Peninsula. The southern Avalon will see slightly less 20 to 30 centimeters because the snow is mixing with rain for a period today. But here's what makes this storm particularly dangerous. Winds are gusting to 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. That combination of heavy snow and strong winds is creating near-zero visibility and blowing snow across much of eastern Newfoundland. Snowfall rates are exceeding 5 cm per hour in some areas. And as temperatures rise today, that snow is becoming wet and heavy. This is the kind of snow that's really difficult to shovel and can cause significant stress on structures and power lines. We're already seeing reports of school closures, canceled ferry services, and disruptions to public transportation across the region. If you're in St. John's, Clarenville, or anywhere on the Avalon Peninsula, please stay off the roads if at all possible. This storm is going to continue through tonight and won't fully clear out until early Tuesday morning. We also have winter storm warnings for other parts of Newfoundland, including the Kennegra Peninsula and Bay DS4 highway area. Those areas are looking at 15 to 25 centimeters of snow, with similar wind conditions making travel extremely hazardous. And it's not just the snow. We have coastal flooding warnings in effect from Cape Fells all the way down to Cape St. Mary's. Storm surge combined with high tide is pushing water levels well above the highest astronomical tide. Wave heights are running 4 to 6 meters today and will increase to 5 to 9 meters tonight and Tuesday. Those waves are breaking right on shore, and we could see significant coastal erosion and damage to properties near the coastline. High tide times are critical this morning between 6 and 10 a.m., this evening between 6 and 10 p.m., then again Tuesday morning from 7 to 11 a.m., so please stay away from coastal areas during those times. Over in Nova Scotia, we're also dealing with winter weather, but not quite as severe as what Newfoundland is seeing. Halifax is at -3 degrees right now with cloudy skies, and we're expecting light snow later today, just a few centimeters. Areas around Goldboro have received about 25 centimeters overnight, with winds gusting to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. The good news is that snow is tapering off this afternoon, and conditions will gradually improve throughout the day. We also have a coastal flooding statement for the Atlantic coast from Yarmouth County all the way to Halifax County. Storm surge is elevating water levels above normal, so coastal roads may experience flooding during high tide this morning. All right, let's talk about the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next several days. Starting with British Columbia, that rain in Vancouver continues through today, but we'll see improvement by Wednesday. Temperatures are going to climb nicely. 13 degrees Wednesday, 14 degrees Thursday, then back to 12 on Friday. Calgary is going to experience a beautiful warming trend thanks to Chinook winds developing over the next few days. We're looking at 9 degrees today, then jumping to 16 degrees Wednesday and staying in the mid-teens through the weekend. Edmonton won't warm up quite as much, but still looking at temperatures climbing from 2 degrees today to around 10 degrees by Thursday. Now here's the remarkable turnaround in Manitoba. Winnipeg goes from -18 today to +12 degrees by Thursday. That's a 30-degree temperature swing in just 3 days, which is pretty dramatic even by prairie standards. Friday will cool back down slightly to around 7 degrees, but overall it's a major improvement from today's dangerous cold. In Ontario, Toronto stays cold this week with highs around -4 to -2 degrees through Thursday. We might see a few flurries on Friday with temperatures climbing slightly to +1 degree as a system moves through. Ottawa follows a similar pattern, -8 today, gradually warming to -5 Wednesday, -4 Thursday. Montreal and Quebec City stay well below freezing all week with occasional flurries, but nothing significant in terms of accumulation. For Atlantic Canada, once this storm system exits Tuesday morning, we're looking at clearing skies, but continued cold temperatures. Halifax will see highs around -1 to +1 degree through the week, with partly cloudy conditions. St. John's will start to dig out Tuesday with highs around -2 degrees, then staying near freezing through the weekend. The key thing for Newfoundland is that this storm finally moves out Tuesday, giving everyone a chance to clean up and recover. Looking ahead to the weekend, we're expecting fairly quiet conditions across most of the country. Western Canada continues with mild Pacific air. The prairies stay above seasonal averages, and eastern Canada remains cold but stable. There are no major weather systems on the horizon after this current storm clears out, which is good news. However, we are monitoring another potential system that could affect southern Ontario and Quebec late next week. Models are still inconsistent on the track and intensity, so it's too early to say if we'll see significant snow or just flurries. I'll be watching that closely, and we'll have updates in tomorrow's video if we get more clarity from the overnight model runs. Let me give you some specific travel advice for today based on what we're seeing across the country. If you're in Newfoundland, travel is not recommended today. Highway 1. The Trans-Canada is extremely hazardous right now. Whiteout conditions are being reported in many areas, and numerous vehicles have gone off the road or become stuck. In Nova Scotia, conditions are improving, but Highway 101 and Highway 102 still have some snow-covered sections. Ontario highways are mostly clear, but watch for blowing snow in open areas, especially north of Toronto on Highway 400. In Manitoba, if you absolutely must travel, warm up your vehicle, carry an emergency kit, and tell someone your route. That extreme cold can be deadly if you break down. So make sure you have blankets, food, water in your vehicle. British Columbia drivers need to watch for that dense fog in the interior. Use low-beam headlights and reduce your speed significantly. Alberta highways are generally in good shape today, with that Chinook wind helping to clear roads in the south. All right, let me wrap things up here. This is a developing situation, especially for our friends in Newfoundland and Labrador. That winter storm continues through tonight and won't fully exit until early Tuesday morning. So please, stay safe. I'll have another update tomorrow with the latest on conditions across Atlantic Canada and that potential system for later next week. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily weather update. Make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss any important weather alerts, especially during active winter weather. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.